Hi, this is Becky with Pasting on Top Becky's Cakes, and today we're going to make these lovely sails, and we're making a whole bunch of these rice paper sails. So I'm going to show you everything that you need for these, and we're going to put it on top of our marbled buttercream cake. And if you haven't seen the marbled buttercream tutorial, that one is a lot of fun because it's really an easy way to get a smooth cake and a marbled look all in one. So it's one of my favorite things to do is marbled buttercream. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to make these incredible, awesome sails, and we're going to have fun.
So here's the supplies we will need. First and foremost, we'll need these rice paper wraps, also known as spring roll wraps or Vietnamese wraps. And then I'm going to use these Wilton lollipop sticks. You can also use a skewer if you want. And then I have a lot of Americolor gel food coloring. I did royal blue, sky blue, and electric blue, and those were my clips, gloves. And then we're going to use the Sugar Art Store's light silver sterling pearl. This is what we'll use to actually paint the highlights later. And we're just going to mix it with a little bit of alcohol because the alcohol evaporates. And then this is the Diamondust. It's also silver, and that's what we're going to use to kind of sprinkle that silvery Diamondust look that these sails will have. It's really pretty. I highly recommend using it, but you don't have to use either of those for these. Just adds a little something extra special. But here we go. We're going to use, these are silicone mats. I have my big white one here and I have a small one over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip in different sections. No rhyme or reason. There, I dropped it in my water. That's fabulous. But I'm going to clip it in different sections here. And some I'm going to have a bigger loop, and then I'm going to have smaller loops, and just to keep it interesting, and I'm going to clip it on both ends. Now, if you don't have a silicone mat, you can use wax paper. It's just a little more crinkly with wax paper, but it's definitely doable, and I would definitely do it. So you have all your clips in place, then you can get out your rice paper. Now, I want different colors, and the first one is going to be more clear, but I am going to have some color on it. Now this one doesn't quite fit in here, but it will fit in the round pans. So I think I'm just going to go plop that right in the round pans, and I'll use the square for my half sheets that I'm going to cut and do. I'm going to let that sit for about a minute until it gets nice and soft, and then I can put it onto my silicone mats. As that one sits, I'm going to prepare my middle one. I'm going to put a drop of royal blue in there, and then I'm going to put my other rice paper one in my last one down here. And then I'm going to slowly pick up the one that I've let sit in this clear water. Both of them are actually sitting in the clear water ones. But I want to place it in the one that I have just a dot in. And it's, the reason I didn't mix in the dot yet is because I don't want it to be a solid color. I want it to give a more interesting texture here. So we're going for several different looks here. So I don't want a very dark blue yet. Those will come later once I mix my colors more, but right now I'm going for a different kind of look here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my electric in the far one. I'm just put several drops in there. And again, I'm not mixing them at this time because I want it to have darker colors and lighter colors in there, a little more of a speckled look, but definitely not a solid blue color. All of these are going to be very interesting because as you see the final results later, you'll see why I decided to do more two-tone, well, more three-toned actually, because we are going to be adding more colors later. But if you wanted solid color sails, the easiest way to do that is put the gel food color in first, mix it well in your cool water. All of these are cool water, and then place your rice paper sheet in that, and then you'll have a solid color. But no, we're not doing solid colors today. We are doing some fun different looks going on, and yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun today. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. This is one of the more fun projects to do with the cake. I just keep picking this one up and moving it around until I get more of the look that I'm going for, which is a few drops here, a few drops there, mix it this way and that, and really I'm just playing with it because I want to see what kind of look we can get out of this. So in this one, I'm going to put a drop of sky blue. So this one's sky blue, middle one's royal blue, and the far one is electric blue. I'm going to pick this up and place it on my silicone mat and let it kind of drape down the middle and pull the edges up so that it meets the top. I want to be gentle with this because it can tear, but I'm going to pull those over to the sides. And then once I get that all situated, I am going to put the stick on the end and kind of twist it a little bit into the rice paper so that it'll stick there and make it really easy to stab into a cake. And then I want to get my pump of silver Diamondust here and just pump it all over that sail. So it's going to give us a really cool glittery silvery look, and I just absolutely loved adding these to the sails. Next we're going to work on the last one that has the last one, which is the one on the end, has that electric blue on there, and by having that dot sit on there a while, that's going to give us a nice electric blue streak right in the middle of that sail. So it'll be almost a clear sail with that electric blue streak because that's where our gel food coloring was sitting this whole time. So it'll be very similar to our other ones. So I wanted a couple lighter sails with like a streak of color in them. And so that's what these two will accomplish. And then my other sails you're gonna see are a lot more heavily colored because now the water is mixed more. So that's why I started with the lighter ones first. And then finally for the lighter ones, we're gonna do this one with the sky blue dot. So this is also gonna be a very almost clear one, but it has that sky blue dot in there. And I'm kind of rubbing it with my fingers to make that dot a little more larger, so it's more of a larger splash of color there rather than just a heavy dot. Now I'm going to use my stick to blend in these waters a little more and mix in the gel food coloring. So the next time we put a rice paper sheet on, it'll have a more solid coloring, but more darker coloring to it. But the nice thing about rice paper sails is they're always see-through, so that's cool. But these will definitely be a darker color, so you'll see those pop more. Now we'll go ahead and add some rice paper to those solid colors, those much darker colors here. And now I'm going to cut one of these in half and put it in the royal blue. Because for this next step, I wanted to work on an extra long rice sail that would go right in the back middle. And so I will place the two large ones, the regular ones, I'm going to kind of overlap those so they stick together. So, and then the half, I'm just going to add that on to the end as well. So I will actually have these three different colors in one long sail. They're kind of overlap each other so that they stick together, and then they're going to have that stick at the end so it's easier. So I'm going to lay down the first piece of rice sail, and I'm just going to smooth it out here. You can tell this one's got more of a speckled look, and it's definitely a bolder color than the first few were. And so we're gonna arrange this one, and then we're gonna put the next one overlapping this one a little bit. And the next one was the electric blue one. Now I've got that about a fourth, almost a halfway up that one, and those will stick together real good there. And then I'm just going to situate it the way I want to before adding the half piece, which is our last one. The third little half piece, I'm actually going to wrap it around my stick before I even start laying it on the other two, because that just made it a little easier to get on there. We're just adding several more, and I'm going to add more gel food coloring, and these will be even darker. So I'm just having fun with these. These bring back tie-dyeing my shirts as a teenager for sure. It definitely brings back memories. Does anyone else get that idea when they're doing this? I think so. Just pretend that you're rice paper. I'm just kind of wiggling this around because I know the little dots of gel food coloring are in there. I'm just making it more color splashes and stuff on there. I just wanted a little more mixed than the heavy dots I have. So I'm just going to keep doing this until those dots move around a little more. This one with the electric blue kind of reminded me of a peacock actually. Once I pulled it out, I was like, oh look, you could totally do a peacock. That would be a fun cake, to use a bunch of these and make like peacock feathers. Great idea. I already was thinking like things like, oh, Elsa's dress you can do, or if you're doing a sea-themed cake, you could totally be making these more like waves. And I bet you if you used some kind of canister or something and draped it over, wrapped a piece of wax paper around that, drape it over that, that would make a cool wave. This possibilities are endless. These are so light too that they can go really nicely on top of a cake. I'm going to get out my sterling pearl dust, and I mixed it with a little bit of alcohol, and that will just evaporate. So that's why I used alcohol. You can also use a vanilla extract because that also has alcohol in it. It just easily evaporates. And I'm just going to highlight all along the top, and then I'm also going to highlight different places inside each sail. Any of the edges that come down, the wrinkles, I just want to highlight those because I want to make sure that they pop out there and are noticed, because that really adds a lot of interest, I think. And if you didn't want to add silver highlights, you can always do gold or something else if you wanted highlights. They have the Sugar Art store has a whole line of different kinds of sterling pearl dusts that are absolutely awesome. I have their wedding gold, I have their rose gold. I love both of them, and I'm pretty sure there's not going to be one that I don't love from that. Now you're going to want to let these dry overnight, otherwise you're going to have a hard time getting them off. So you're going to slowly peel them back from the silicone pad, and I'm just going to peel it up from both sides. I do not want to break these, so off they come, and oh, they are so fun. I love these. It's really easy to do, and they're so fun to put on the cake, and they're lightweight, so you're not going to weigh down the cake. But you should definitely give this a try if you have not done it before, because you won't regret it. I placed the tall one in the center, and I'm just going to surround it with the other ones. I think I'm going to start putting these at an angle as I come in, so they go every which way and they give a really fun and interesting feel. Yeah, so this is just have fun with this part. I know I did. You can see the same highlights that I used on my sails. I also used the highlight around the top of my cake when I did that too, so that was kind of fun to play with. I'm just going to squeeze these in every which way. Oh, this one's one of my favorites. You see how it looks like kind of like a wave if you were to put it in sideways? This would make a really fun cake if you were doing an ocean themed cake. You turn them all sideways and you had a bunch of waves come in. Oh, I see another cake in the future. Definitely have to do ocean themed. Then I'm going to go ahead and place the other one, another tilty one. Slide it right in there. I really like those color streaks on that one. That's a fun one. Place my nice pale one right front and center here. And I think that really helps, having the pale one next to the dark one there. And there we go. We have got all of our sails in the cake. I had a lot of fun with this. Thanks for joining me today, and please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to check out how to do the buttercream marbling, that one's a lot of fun too.